turn off the power.
Shut off at the source, but for safety purposes, you want to press these grounding buttons. This lower button, press, it'll spring back out. For the collection cell, and the top button will de-energize the ionizing section. With that, you should be safe to open up. Also, as a safety measure, this interlock switch is now cut. It no longer has 115 power running to it. You can still give it a few seconds if you like, but you should be able to safely pull the components out without getting zapped. And we're going to pull out the rear component, collection cell, and please note the contact spring on the triangular insulator. That contact spring is what's going to make full contact with the cell, the first cell that I pulled out. The power on an SH or SHN model comes in through the back, which is why we have the contact spring on the cell in the rear. Second, we're going to pull out the ionizers. First pass, first ionizer, and the second. As with the collection cell, the ionizer also has a back ionizer also has a contact spring, making contact with the front ionizer to energize it. The ionizing section also charges from the rear. As you can see, the insulator and spring, and a contact nut makes contact from the rear of the unit to energize both ionizers. Lastly, we'll pull out the mesh filters. And at this stage of the game, you can install clean, serviceable components. In reverse order, we are now going to install clean, serviceable components for this model SHN. The mesh filter, please note the drain holes on the bottom of the mesh filter. Please be sure you install the drain holes on the bottom of the track. This allows proper oil drainage of the unit. Both mesh filters have the drain holes. We'll now install the front pass. Make sure our holes are positioned at the bottom. Mesh filters now installed. I'm going to install the ionizing section. You'll note a contact screw on our contact nut on the back of the ionizer. This nut is going to make contact with the spring that's coming off the insulator. When the unit is turned on, that will energize. Also note we have a contact spring at the front of the ionizer. This contact spring will make contact with the first ionizer, so both are energized. Also, the face of the ionizer is to be in the direction of the airflow. Now we're going to install our front ionizer. There's a contact nut on the front or the rear of the front ionizer, which is going to make contact with the spring that we noted on the first ionizer. We put it in the same direction. Now we have contact. If the unit was energized, this ionizing section would be alive. Now we're going to install the clean collection cell. Please note, on the back of the first cell is a contact screw. That contact screw is going to make contact with the spring off the insulator. As with the ionizer, once this is installed and contact, you have power, the cell is now energized. We have the arrow facing up, and we also have a contact spring on the front of the first collection cell to go in. Set it in the track. Push in. You're now making contact with the insulator spring on the back of the unit. So it's the same thing. We have a contact screw that's going to make contact with the spring off the triangular insulator, which will ensure that the front collection cell is also energized when the unit is turned on. I'm going to put it in the same way. Up, gently. We have made contact. If the unit was on, it would be completely energized. What you'll do now is shut your door, lock it, and you're ready to go. After everything is set, you turn on the power to the unit. You'll see the green indicator light should be lit. This is going to let you know that the power packs are energized and the components are now energized also. If there are any issues where these aren't lit, contact Dynacom and we'll help walk you through it.